Hi, grade 12 learners. Welcome to accounting tutoring. So on today's video, we are going to do part 2 for inventory system. So on this one, we are going to focus on FIFO method and specific identification. So if you haven't watched the part 1, make sure that you go to our description. There is a link below for our part 1 video. So make sure that you go and watch also part 1, because here we are going to focus only on FIFO and specific identification method. Remember, you need to know all of these method for inventory, because you never know in your exam you are going to be given FIFO, weighted average method, or specific identification. So you have to master all of these method. Make sure that you watch this video till the end, because we are going to explain almost everything based on inventory, and I promise that you are going to understand everything, because I'm going to break down everything into manageable chunks and concepts. Without waste of time, let's go to our question 3. Helen's Electronics. Helen Woods owns an electronics shop that sells a variety of electronic products. The financial year ended on 28 February 2025. Records for headphones, television sets, vacuum cleaners, and pressure cleaners are provided. So here it's Helen's Electronics. They are selling earphones. The first in, first out FIFO stock valuation method is applicable. So here on the first one, we are going to, on the first question, we are going to calculate using FIFO method. 3.1, calculate the value of the closing stock on 28 February 2025 using the FIFO method. So now you see, FIFO, it's very easy, guys. It's a very simple method on inventory. Actually, let me say all of them, they are easy, just that you need to get more practice. Make sure that you practice using more question paper. After watching this video, just get also previous question papers and practice more, because let me tell you this, grade 12 learners, after this video you must claim that you understand everything regarding inventory, but I'm telling you that you will forget if you do not practice. So make sure that you get too many question papers as you can. If you can go to information number A, remember the first one, 3.1, we are going to use FIFO method. So on information A, we have 1st March 2024, which is our opening, and 28th February 2025, which is our closing. We have units, we have unit price, including carriage, and then we have our total, which is amount. Okay, so now to calculate our FIFO, let's go to information number B, purchases of headphones during the financial year. Remember, FIFO, it says that you must start from the bottom when you calculate the value of the closing stock. You must start from the bottom. You must start from the last purchases. And on information number B, our last purchases, which is on December 2024, it was how many units? It was 320. Okay, before we write this one, let's go to information number A. Then we check our closing balance in units. It was how much? It was 350. 350. This is our closing unit. And then now we can go back to information number B. Remember, I said we must start from the bottom, from the last purchase. Our last purchase it was on December 2024, which it was how much? It was 320 units. So here you are going to write 320 units. And then after that, we have to check if we had returns during the year. If you can go to information number D, returns. 80 headphones that were purchased in December 2024 were returned to the suppliers. This is for the purchase that we made on December 2024. From that 320 to 320 20 unit, we returned how many headphones? 80. So here we are going to subtract 80. So our new unit, it's how much? It's going to give us it's 240 units. 240 units. Then after you have to take our closing unit, which is 350, you subtract our new unit, which is 240. So it's going to give us 110 units. 110 units. Remember, when you add this one and this one, is supposed to give you our closing unit, supposed to give you 350. And then we go back to table B, information number B. So let's check that each earphone, it was how much. We are going to unit per price now. Our unit per price for December 2024, it was how much? 340. So you're going to say multiply by multiply by 140. Then here you check if we have correct on purchases, but obviously we do have correct on purchases. Let's go to information number C. Correct on purchases, headphones are delivered to the store by GF Transport at a non-refundable rate of 20 Rand per unit. The carriage on purchases is not included in information number B. So you see now, this price, it doesn't include the carriage on purchases. What is carriage on purchases? Is the money that you pay for delivery. Whenever you go and buy stock in bulk, obviously you have to hire something or you hire the car if you don't have the car. So for delivery, they were charging the business 20 Rand per earphone. It was 20 Rand. So we have to include that amount for transport here. That 20 Rand. So which is going to give us how much? 240 multiplied by 140 plus 20. It's going to give us 8,400. Remember, these are the units for December 2024. And then we come to this one, which is 110 units multiplied by. These are the units for September 2024. Remember, we start from the bottom and we go up. So we are not going to use 380. We are going to use 310 for September 2024. We are going to use, remember, these are the units. We are going to use 110 units, but the price, we are going to use the same price. It's not going to change the unit for price. We are going to use how much? 135. Remember, this is the unit price for September. But using 110 units, we won't use 380. Then you do not forget carriage on purchases. Then you say plus 20. You close the bracket, which is going to give us how much? 17,050. So all in all, our total, you are going to take this one, you add this one, which is going to give us okay, let me write it here. You're going to say 38,400 plus 17,050, which is going to give us how much? 55,450. 55,450. We go to 3.2. Helen decided to change suppliers in September 2024 after receiving advice from her sister, the store manager. Then, bullet point number 1, they are saying provide 2 points that show her customer are unhappy with the quality of the headphones purchased from new supplier. Code figures. They are saying that we must provide 1 point. So I'm not going to write this one down. I'm just going to give you the answer. Then we continue. I don't have space for writing this one down. So okay, I have only 1 point. My point, the reason why customers are unhappy with the quality of the headphones. I mean here we are providing 2 points that shows a customer are unhappy with the quality of the headphones purchased from the new suppliers. So here's the first reason. 8 units were returned. Just imagine 8 units. Customers return 8 units, meaning it's either those units were damaged or the quality was very poor. Then what advice would you give to Helen about changing the supplier in the future? Provide 1 point. So okay, before we go to the bullet point number 2, they said we must provide 2 points for the first bullet. The second point, it says closing stock has increased from 170 units to 350 units. As you can see on information number A, 1st March 2024, our units were 170, and then at the end were 350. So now we can go to the advice. My advice says Helen, she must ask for the feedback from customers before changing the supplier. There is no need to get advice, or there is no need to rely from your family or your friendship advices, but she must ask for the feedback from the customers. So that's where she'll take informed decisions with her business. Otherwise, let us not waste time on this one. Let's go to 3.3. 3.3, television sets. The stock of television sets is valued using the specific identification stock valuation method. The business sold 2 more models, Quantum and Crystal, from 1st March 2024. The beginning of the financial year, a new TV model, Limpid, was introduced on 1st December 2024 to replace the Quantum TV model. Or Limpid was replaced during the year, was introduced during the year to replace Quantum TV model. And then our 3.3. Our 3.3, remember this one is specific. Here we need to be specific. So this one is specific identification. So to give explanation on this one, specific identification method, guys, it's different from Fifo, it's different from weighted average. Where weighted average method, we did that one on part 1 video. So specific identification here, like you need to be specific when you calculate the value of the closing stock. If you are calculating the value for closing stock based on Corolla model or Isuzu model, like you need to be specific whether you are calculating for motorbikes, for cars, for trading stock. Like you need to be specific. We do not calculate them like in the one place. You need to separate them. So let's go to our information. If you can check information number A. Okay, 3.3, they said calculate the closing stock of the television sets on 28 February. Our information number A, we have opening stock for quantum and crystal. So we are going to start from crystal model. The reason we are not going to calculate for quantum model, if you can check, we have only opening, and remember they said that they introduced new model which is limpid to replace quantum model. So our crystal model in units at the beginning it was 72 units. We had 72 units. Then we go to information number B, which is purchases. We focus on crystal. Now we are focusing on crystal. We purchased how many units? We purchased 186. Remember, purchases we are adding. We are adding stock into our business. So you're gonna say plus 186. Then we go to information number C, which is for sales. So for sales, the sales for the financial year ended 28th February. So if you check our crystal, we sold 225 units. So you are going to subtract. Remember, you add purchases, you subtract sold, and you subtract also returns if ever we have returns. But I guess on this one we don't have returns, so we are going to subtract 225, which is going to give us 33 units. 33 units. Then what we're gonna do with that 33 unit, we check that 33 unit, then we check the cost price for unit. We check our crystal model, it was costing how much per unit. If you can go to information number A, there is cost price per unit there, which is how much? 6.5. So you're going to say 33 units multiplied by 6,500, which is going to give us it's 214,500. 214,500. Then we are done with crystal model. We go to limpid model. So now I hope you can see that we need to be specific here. That's why they are saying specific identification. You calculate model by the model. You do not mix like the model. This is limpid. So our limpid on information number A, we don't have in opening. So yeah, it's reasonable when we don't have opening since they introduced this one during the year. So we go to information number B on purchases. On purchases, we do have limpid model. We purchased how many units? We purchased 115 units. Then we go to information number C to see the sold for limpid. We sold 94 units. Then gonna left with 21 unit. Then 21 unit multiplied by, also here we are going to check the cost price per unit for limpid. The cost price per unit, it was 7,200, which is going to give us it's 151,200. So the total for our models on specific identification method, we are going to take 214,500 plus 151,200, which is going to give us it's gonna, let me write it here, 200, the total it's how much? It's 214,500 plus 151,200, which gonna give us 365,700. So otherwise, grade 12 learners, we are done with today's video. Make sure that you subscribe. Do not forget to subscribe, because we still gonna do another videos. We still have to do cost accounting and the other topics beside inventory. So here we were focusing on FIFO and specific identification. For weighted average, I still repeat, make sure that you go and watch part 1. We will post the link, there is a link on our description. So go and check that link for part 1, so that you can see how we calculated the weighted average method. Otherwise, thank you for watching.